India became the first country to strike 11 air bases of a nuclear armed nation in a single operation, destroying 20% of Pakistan's Air Force assets. Hello and welcome to my channel, and let's unveil the real reason behind India-Pakistan tension. Before diving into the topic, here is a kind request. Please watch the video till the end. So let's start. We have seen many terrorist attacks, but the particular Pahalgam attack was completely different and sent shockwaves around the world except the Pakistan sympathizers countries. 5th August 2019, the government abrogated Article 370, which gave the special status to Jammu and Kashmir, and thus fulfilling the long-term dream of Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's One Nation, One Constitution and One Flag. Sheikh Sajjad Gul, born somewhere in early 70s in the Shah Mohalla area of Nawab Bazar in the old city of Srinagar. It was said that he had a Bachelor of Science from Sri Pratap College in Lal Chowk, Srinagar, and Master of Business Administration from Bengaluru in 1999. During this time, he met with a person who was associated with the terror organization like Tariq-ul-Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Taiba. Gul, an overground worker of the terror group, was caught by the special cell of the Delhi police from Nizamuddin railway station with 5 kilograms of RDX and on charges of Howla racket and launched in Tihar jail. After his arrest, it was revealed that he was conducting a recce and conspiring to conduct serial blast in the national capital. During his stay in the jail, he established a strong connection with the members of LET, that is Lashkar-e-Taiba. In 2005, Gul was transferred to Srinagar Central Jail and released in 2006. Now, Gul was a free man and he involved in cross-border illegal activities such as receiving weapons across the line of control for some undisclosed mission. In March 2017, Gul managed to obtain an Indian passport using a fake address of Jammu through fraudulent documents, and in turn secured a visa for Pakistan and crossed the Wagah-Atari border actually legally. You must be thinking, why the hell am I talking about the man named Gul? Here is the answer. After moving to Pakistan, the ISI chose him to lead a proxy group of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, the Resistance Front, or TRF. Terrorists make the terrorism business as an organized crime and started recruiting terrorists online. TRF, a rebel online group, frontline soldier organization of Lashkar-e-Taiba, was formed under the commandership of Sheikh Sajjad Gul in 2019, just after the removal of Article 370. The creation of TRF was a well-planned strategy by ISI in the aftermath of the Pulwama incident in February 2019, when Pakistan had come to adverse notice of the world for sponsoring and harboring terror outfits like Lashkar-e-Taiba or Jaish-e-Mohammed. TRF was declared as a terrorist organization by the Indian government under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act UAPA in 2023. Just after the Pahalgam attack, this TRF group has taken the responsibility of the Pahalgam attack. The group allegedly claimed that the attack was retaliation against the issuance of 85,000 domicile certificates to non-locals after the abrogation of 370. High-profile visit in India as well as in Saudi Arabia. The US Vice President with his wife Usha and 3 children visited India. This particular visit could be seen as a growing trade relation between India and USA at the backdrop of US-China trade war. On the other hand, the first Indian Prime Minister visited the commercial capital Jeddah of Saudi Arabia and the gateway to Islam's holiest sites. This visit is not just about trade or diplomacy, it's about creating a more solid foundation with the most critical partners in the Gulf region and subsequently calling for regional stability. Mainly, four terrorists involved in Pahalgam attack, and among them three are Pakistani and one local terrorist named Adil Thokkar. In 2018, Adil Thokkar, a native of Gure village in Bijbehara in Anantnag district, traveled to Pakistan on student visa and joined Hizbul Mujahideen. In October 2024, Thokkar crossed the line of control through the rugged and remote Poonch Rajouri sector and entered into India to carry out the catastrophic incident. The notorious terrain of Poonch Rajouri area is difficult to patrol because these areas composed of dense forest and steep mountains. That's the reason the antisocial elements use this particular border for illegal cross-border activities not from today but historically. Hasim Musa, the identified Pakistani terrorist behind the Pahalgam massacre, is a former para-commander of Pakistan Army Special Forces. In earlier times, many of the Kashmiri people were taught from very childhood that India illegally administering Kashmir and Kashmir is the integral part of the Allah Bharosa Desh, Pakistan, because of their Islamic sentiments. Time changed, mentality changed. Now the people of Kashmir understood that Kashmir is the integral part of India and the people of Kashmir are the integral part of this great nation Bharat and they do not belong to the jihadi nation Pakistan. The terrorist organization somewhere thought that the majority of Muslims, especially in Kashmir, would be super impressed by their act and supported them again as Islamic Bhai sentiment. But terrorists failed to recognize the unity of India and they terribly failed to instigate the people of Kashmir in the name of religion. Jammu and Kashmir primarily depends on tourism as the main occupation and this barbaric act was nothing but an economic warfare. It was meant to destroy tourism in Kashmir. On 23rd April, as a retaliatory measure, Indian government suspended the Indus Water Treaty. The World Bank was the mediator during the signing of the Indus River Treaty between our first Prime Minister Chacha Nehru and Pakistan President Ayub Khan in 1960. Now the World Bank said that they would not intervene in the dispute as their role as a facilitator is limited. Now Pakistan is in a tight spot. In a lightning speed, TRF declared in the social media that they were not behind the Pahalgam attack. First, they themselves claimed and now they themselves denied. Lashkar Chief Hafiz Saeed, mastermind of 2611 and grandfather of terrorist organization TRF, his video started surfacing where he is seen to threaten India just after Indus Water Treaty suspension. The twist is, according to Pakistan, he is still in jail. The terrorist group trekked nearly 20 to 22 hours through difficult terrain from Kokarnak Forest to the scenic Baisharan Valley. On the afternoon of April 22, 2025, at around 1:50 p.m., the attackers emerged from the dense pine forest surrounding Baisharan Valley, armed with automatic assault rifles, and carried out the massacre. Just after the first gunshot, two terrorists who were previously mingled with the tourists quickly directed the panicked crowd towards the other two terrorists. Then they proceeded to separate individuals based on their religion and asked to recite Kalma. Failed to recite Kalma, the Hindu men and tourists were targeted. India lost 28 lives including 26 Indian tourists, one foreign tourist and one local pony rider in a deadly terrorist attack in Baisharan Valley, Pahalgam on 22nd April 2025. It was revealed later that among those 26 Indian Hindu tourists, one was Christian from Madhya Pradesh. The British Empire divided India to create a new nation, Pakistan, as a buffer state, but ended up creating a duffer state. Their mullah-type jihadi mindset, Chief General Munir during addressing the Overseas Pakistanis Convention in Islamabad, has dubbed or labeled Kashmir as the jugular vein of Islamabad. He further said that Pakistan won't forget it. In mid-April 2025, before the Pahalgam attack, in his own words, we are different from Hindus and belongs to superior ideology and culture. He even defended the two-nation theory on the basis of the 1947 partition. And from which angle his statement was correct? And what is superior ideology and culture? Harboring the terrorist. And Pakistan is a nation where all species of terrorists will be found. And this he called as a superior ideology and culture. What a shame. Two-nation theory became invalid long ago when Bangladesh was created by our ex-Prime Minister and Iron Lady Indira Gandhi in 1971. And now what Pakistan won't forget? From 1947, Pakistan, self-proclaimed Islamic flag bearer, sending jihadis or terrorists to India to disturb peace and to create rift between Hindus and Muslims through many ways. From brainless proxy war to copying Hamas' strategy of digging and using cross-border underground tunnels to push terrorists and drones to drop weapons into India. According to the Holy Book Quran, Islam never advocates illegitimate violence or terrorism. If anyone justifies the act of terrorism in the name of religion, then it disrespects the sanctity of faith itself. But Pakistan is Pakistan. Can't help this country. And no one in this whole world can change the mentality of the people of Pakistan. April 4, 2025, Intelligence Bureau alerted that a Pakistan-based terror group had instructed its operatives to recce hotels in Pahalgam as March to October is the peak season. Had a specific intelligence that the hotels in Srinagar and Dachigam might be targeted on 19th April 2025. The Indian Prime Minister was supposed to visit Jammu and Kashmir for the inauguration of the Katra-Sangaldan segment of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail link. This visit was cancelled due to adverse weather conditions. Many of us, including the opposition party, has criticized and questioned the ruling government. When all these things were happening, what exactly was the central government doing? Where were the central security forces? During the time of the incident, more or less 600 security personnel were present in Pahalgam, but definitely not in the middle. Now, again the question arises, why were zero security forces present in the Baisharan Valley? Till 2020, Baisharan Valley opened only during the Amarnath Yatra season for about 2.5 months from mid-May to July. But many sources said from 2020 it remained open throughout the year with over 1,000 tourists visiting daily. If we see the map of Kashmir and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, then we will understand the area of the border is a complex and a critical place. India and Pakistan share a 3,323 km, that is 2,064 mile border, including the 740 km long LOC and the international border spanning roughly 2,400 km, that means a huge area. A large number of villages lie between Indian fence and the zero line as Pakistan has not constructed a border fence. As for example, in the Titwal area, 13 villages are in the front of the Indian fence. The total number between the fence and zero line on the Indian side is estimated to be 60 villages and at least 1 million people are spread over the district adjacent to the LOC from Rajouri to Bandipora. Rawalakot Punch, Chakoti Uri, Chaliana Tithwal, Tathapani Medher, Hajipir Silikot. It is a vast area and keeping an eye on every spot, including terrain, forest areas 24/7, actually difficult. We need to understand a very simple thing that no country has a 100% foolproof security plan. In this turmoil, Karnataka Chief Minister said that India should not wage a war against Pakistan, and for this particular move, he was praised in the Pakistani media. A few other Congress leaders even questioned the survivors' claim, which said that the terrorists shot victims after identifying them as non-Muslims. Karnataka Excise Minister and Maharashtra Congress MLA, who expressed that terrorism don't have time for such things. But in that fateful day, terrorists had enough time. A Congress leader from Jammu and Kashmir even urged India to believe Pakistan's claim that it was not involved in the Pahalgam attack and move forward with dialogue and discussion and avoid a military solution. Farooq Abdullah, who always wants a exchange of dialogue and discussion with the neighbors, he recently accepted that he was wrong. He himself said that our neighbor is beyond discussion and Jammu and Kashmir National Conference Party stand with the current central government. In all this chaos, AIMIM chief impressed the nation by saying भारत जिंदाबाद एंड पाकिस्तान मुर्दाबाद. भाई कांग्रेस तो हमेशा ही हम नहीं सुधरेंगे मूड. During this critical time, the Congress president was in the Samvidhan Bachao rally in Jaipur, Rajasthan and Hubli, Karnataka. गजबी लोग हैं. On the intervening night of 6 and 7 May 2025, when Pakistan was in deep sleep, our Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor in between 1:05 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. This is the first time since 1971 that India struck across the international boundary. In Bharat, Sindoor not only signifies Saubhagya, good luck, but also represents love, commitment, deep culture, heritage, and now national resilience. Sindoor is considered as the feminine or female energy, the Shakti. On 22nd April, the Pakistani terrorists wiped the Sindoor of our sisters and mothers, and on 7th May, Bharat avenged the price of Sindoor. Pakistani, you will never understand the meaning of Sindoor and the power of the feminine energy. India struck 9 terrorist infrastructure sites in Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir as retaliation to the Pahalgam attack. Bharat never strikes first, but Bharat and every Bharatiya has zero tolerance against terrorism and terrorists. Bharat could easily target the Pakistan civilian like children, women and aged people, but no. We are not inhuman like you. India delivered a global strong message to the world that India does not need anyone's permission to defend its people. India described the action as focused, measured and non-escalatory in nature. The operation deliberately avoided targeting Pakistani military installations to minimize the risks of escalation. India has changed its approach towards Pakistan, choosing to strike not just at the line of control, but deep into the heart of Pakistan's territory, including areas like Punjab and Bhagalpur. Meaning is simple, enough is enough, abhi ghar mein ghus ke marenge. Operation Sindoor drew a new red line. If Pakistan's policy is all about terrorism, then India, instead of defending herself as previous policy, now will directly hit and end the terrorism. We are capable enough to eliminate the terrorism from the Pakistan soil. Equal punishment for terrorists and their sponsors, thus India ended the impunity enjoyed by many Pakistan-based actors. Indian Air Force bypassed and jammed Pakistan's Chinese-supplied air defense system. Operation Sindoor completed within just 23 minutes using Rafale jets. scalp missile, and hammer bombs. The Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force worked in full coordination, demonstrating India's growing joint military prowess. Within this tense atmosphere, the International Monetary Fund approved the immediate disbursement as a fresh resilience and sustainability facility RSF of $1 billion to Pakistan as a part of its ongoing $7 billion extended fund facility on 9th May 2025. The IMF disburses the huge amount to the terrorism and terrorist hub country so that Pakistan will have a strong, stable macroeconomic and resilient growth. But Pakistan misused the huge amount in cross-border terrorism and has a poor track record of implementing the amount for the upliftment programs. Continuous rewarding Pakistan is nothing but helping Pakistan indirectly in cross-border terrorism. By doing this kind of charity, the international organization tarnishes their own image at the international platforms. In 2023, Turkey was hit by a devastating earthquake, and to help Turkey, India launched Operation Dost and became the first country to assist Ankara, the capital city of Turkey. Along with the NDRF team, India sent Garuda Aerospace drones to help those trapped in the rubble or debris and modified Kisan drones to carry medication and food. Surprisingly, 300 to 400 Songar Asisgard drones made by Turkey were fired by Pakistan at 36 locations in India across the western border from Leh to Sarkrik. However, Indian armed forces neutralized the drones and avoided the Indian part from being attacked. Dear Turkey, is this not backstabbing? Following Operation Sindoor, Pakistan has accused India of violating Article 51 of the United Nations Charter. Azerbaijan, the satellite state of Ankara, shares close diplomatic, economic, defense, and cultural ties with Turkey. The relation between Azerbaijan and Pakistan grew during the 2020 war against Armenia, when Islamabad openly supported Baku and even offered military support. Apart from these countries, Pakistan's old friend China, and then Malaysia, Saudi, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar. Pakistan claimed victory. There was a saying that victory has 100 fathers and defeat is an orphan. This is a simple psychology. Everyone wants to win, and Pakistan is no exception. Pakistani MPs were crying in the parliament, their foreign minister humiliated by their own people inside the parliament. The Pakistani PM himself admitted that Noor Air Base was hit, but still they are enjoying their loss. There was no official confirmation. However, many media houses reported that the terror outfit placed an order with US-based space tech company Maxar Technologies for high-resolution satellite images of Pahalgam and its surrounding areas. Apart from Pahalgam images, Maxar received demand for satellite images of military-sensitive parts of Pulwama, Anantnag, Poonch, Rajouri and Baramulla at a starting price of Rs 3 lakh. Dates of purchasing were February 12, 15, 18, 21st and 22nd, 2025. In March, there were no orders. An order was placed on 12th April, 10 days before the Pahalgam terror attack and after the Pahalgam terror attack on 24th and 29 April 2025. Since then, no order has been placed. Obaidullah Syed, an American-Pakistani businessman and founder of Chicago-based BSI, that is Business System International Private Limited, is the partner of Maxar Technologies. According to BSI official website, its headquarters is in Karachi, with branches located all over Lahore, Islamabad and Faisalabad and operational since 1980. This man, Obaidullah, was found guilty in 2022 for exporting goods from the US without license from the Department of Commerce and submitting false export information from 2006 to 2015. Obaidullah is most probably the point of contact at Maxar Technologies, and Maxar is a business organization and they will provide services to anyone who gives the money. Lashkar-e-Taiba Ran Markaz Taiba is situated merely 56 km away from the sprawling family palace where Prime Minister Sharif's family reside in Lahore. Markaz Subhanallah. spread over 15 acres land and the main center of Jaish-e-Mohammed. And it served as its operational headquarters. In 2019, Pulwama attack terrorists were trained at this particular camp. Sarjal or Tehra Kalan, Mehmuna Zoa Facility Shialkot, Markaz Ahle Hadith Barnala Bimbar, Markaz Abbas Kotli, Maskar Rahil Shahid Kotli, Shawainala Camp, Muzaffarabad, Markaz Yedna Bilal. High-value targets were eliminated who were involved in 2019 Pulwama attack, 2008 Mumbai attack, and the cold-blooded murder of American journalist Daniel Pearl. Pakistan is sponsoring and harboring terrorism the whole world has seen. Pakistan is mourning the death of deadly terrorist Abdul Rauf Azhar, brother of Masood Azhar, the founder of Jaish-e-Mohammed.
I think the part we are waiting for is the return of the stolen part of Kashmir, which is on the under illegal Pakistani occupation. When that's done, I assure you, Kashmir solved.
Unless until, Proxy Ware will continue.